Hello students, good morning. Today our next chapter is carbon and its compound. Now here you see three things I have drawn in front of you. This is a sugar crystal, this is a diamond and this is a graphite which we use in the pencil. You have to think of something that do all look the same? No, they don't look the same. Sugar is different, diamond is different and graphite is different. You may say that diamond is little shiny. The crystal of sugar is not that shiny. Whereas graphite is totally black in color and there is no similarity between this diamond and this graphite too. But let me tell you one thing, students, that all these three are made up of an element, the same element, that is carbon. Then what is it that if all three are made of same element, then why are they looking same or appearing to be the same? Even their properties are different. A diamond has different properties, sugar has different properties, whereas graphite also has different property. Then there may be some other impurities in it, but all these three are made up of an element that is called as a carbon. And what is it that all these three things are formed of carbon, but they don't appear to be the same, neither their physical properties are same. Just remember one thing, all the life forms that are there on the earth, they are made up of carbon. Every life that exists on the earth or everything that is there, it consists of carbon. What is it that is making this element to be present everywhere? Why is this element carbon present everywhere? What is it that is helping it to be present everywhere? Why is it happening so? See, this carbon is capable of forming bonds. You know, when we were studying the reactivity series, there were some elements which were non-reactive. They were like hardly reactive. Yes? But carbon is an element that will form bonds with every other elements. Now this bond forming capacity of an carbon will depend upon its chemical properties. Okay, so for that we got to know the chemical property, why that carbon is going and forming bonds with each and every element that is occurring around it. What is it? The bond forming capacity of any element will depend upon its chemical property. And what comes in the chemical property is the atomic number of that element. Now the atomic number of carbon, what is the atomic number of carbon? The atomic number of carbon is 6. So the electronic configuration for this will be 2, 4. That is the number of electrons in the outermost shell. Okay. So its electron structure will be somewhat like this. Supposing this is the nucleus. These are the 2 electrons in the innermost shell and 4 electrons in the outermost shell. So what happens here is, in order to become stable, what the carbon will do? The carbon will either give this 4 electrons and become stable with the complete shell, with one complete shell. It can become stable. Otherwise, the carbon can, instead of giving, the carbon can take 4 electrons and then it can become stable. So in both ways, carbon has that door open for it to form the bonds and become stable. See, when an element will try to become stable, when when its octets are complete, it is said to be stable. So carbon has both the capacities. Either it can give those 4 electrons and become stable, or it can gain the electrons and become stable. Why? Because here the number of protons in carbon are equal to number of electrons. Okay. So this is what makes the carbon go and bond with every other element around it. Okay. And that is how it is present everywhere. Alright. So this is all about the carbon element I have introduced to you. In your next chapter, we will understand and study how the bonding in carbon takes place. What type of bonds are formed? At present, you have to know this, that carbon is, you know that carbon is only present, 1% of carbon is present on the Earth's crust and Earth's atmosphere. Only very less amount. But also it is present in every life forms. How? This is because of this. The bonding in the carbon is very good because of its chemical property, and chemical property depends on the atomic number, and atomic number of carbon is 6. So what will be the electronic configuration? It is 2, 4. So either it can give the 4 electrons and either it can take the 4 electrons, and that is why this carbon is present in all the life forms on the earth. Okay. Thank you, students.